pounds. As a professional, he stands at 6'3", fighting out of London, England, presenting Nathan Greyson. In charge of the action, your referee, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson, our referee for the first fight of the night, as we get set for Greyson and Mlambo. London's own Nathan Greyson. Mlambo, born in South Africa, fighting out of Dublin and SBG, Ireland. Here we go. Greyson in the red gloves, Mlambo. He will go in a switch stance, Big John, as you see right there right now in the blue gloves.
And Mlambo, very technical fighter, was actually 2015 featherweight IMAF amateur world champion. He has got good skills, but Greyson has got power in those hands, and he looks to land just big shots.
Mlambo fought on the Irish national team in amateur MMA, boxing, and professional kickboxing. And of course, when we asked him what he believes his advantages will be tonight, he said his striking and his boxing.
Well, he just landed a beautiful left hook right there, and he is very technically good, and he's gotten better. Look at that beautiful right hand follow. His striking has become so much smoother with SBG doing the training. You see that he sets his shots up, gives good feints, and has beautiful counters.
Greyson, a Titan fighter, born and raised right here in London. All 6 of his professional victories have come by knockout, 4 in the first round.
Very explosive young man, very athletic. He's got great power for 135 pounds. You don't get a lot of guys that have tremendous one-punch power. He has that right now. Grabbing for a guillotine, he does not have it at this moment.
Partner, when you include his amateur record of 7-0 with 7 knockouts, all in the first round, with a combined 13 wins, they have all come by knockout, and 11 have come in round number 1.
Kind of tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does.
You know, he needs to be very careful about if he's going to go for this. He needs to make sure that he's got his hands set, because you don't want to burn your arms out. That's why you see him. He's holding on. He had that position of trying to get the guard so he can use his legs and hips to create that pressure, but he knows that he can't get his hands right. There's no point in trying to make this thing squeeze. You're just squeezing for no purpose. Now he's trying to force that hand inside so he can grab his other hand and possibly get this position, but it's a very difficult position with the posture and positioning right now of Mlambo.
Mlambo does have 2 wins by submission, a guillotine and a modified guillotine. Both of these men are certainly bona fide finishers.
Mlambo has to be careful of the position. Right now, he knows I have him up, I can drop him over, I can bring him back over in a suplex position. There's a lot of things I can do, but I'm opening myself up for that choke to actually take place. So he's being just very calm, very just mature about what he's doing.
Just past the midway point of round number 1. Some body shots by both men.
When he sees that Greyson separates those hands, he should be at that point trying to clear his head just like he just did. You get those moments where you have an opportunity. You cannot let those things pass by. If that man separates his hands, you can clear your head at that point. It's when his hands are together, it's difficult to clear.
John Cavanaugh in the corner of Frans Mlambo. Very well coached and very good at listening to his corner. And John, we've had this discussion before. There's hearing your corner and there is listening to your corner.
That is exactly the truth, because you'll get guys, they'll listen and then they just continue doing what they're doing. And then you'll get the guys that, hey, they listen and they put into action what their corners are seeing. And that's a separate set of eyes that are seeing something that you can't see and you're not feeling. They're giving you that information, so go with it. When you have a good corner, and we have both great corners and we have terrible corners at times, where guys become more cheerleaders than coaches, and you don't want to hear a guy saying, you know, you're a warrior or something like that. Yeah, he's a warrior, he stepped in there. Give him information that's going to help him win this fight.
Go take this fight, go take over. Well, wait, coach, how?
Or get up, just get up. Love those.
Yeah, I'm trying. 45 seconds. The stand-up game of both fighters nullified with this clinch position for most of the first 5 minutes.
And you're looking at the referee, say he's going to come in, he's going to separate that because there is no progression of the position.
Keith Peterson, our referee, under 30 now. Good low kick. Swing and a miss. Mlambo with the reach and size advantage. Oh my! Big connection late.
Beautiful combination. Mlambo is doing a beautiful job of landing those shots. Look at that beautiful combination. 3 shots landed flush. You see the kick. Watch that left, right. Pops his head back, comes back with another. Lands the kick off it, falls down at that point, off being off balance. But when there was a distance of the fighters, you saw Frans Mlambo controlling the position, controlling that distance, and landing the best shots.
When he ran at you, you will knock it out next round. Don't attack him. Yeah, a little bit out of position. Big round, big round.
Feint before them, so feint. Pull the right hand. Yeah, let's go. Let him run on through. Put it on him, man.
That's a good way to finish a round, no doubt about that.
No doubt about that at all. Greyson is biting on the feints, and that's setting Frans Mlambo up to be successful.
Round 2. Red gloves for Greyson, blue gloves for Mlambo. Both men with 6 professional victories. Switching back and forth. And a good finish for the native of Johannesburg, South Africa, making his Bellator debut, Frans Mlambo. I would imagine that gave him the round in your eyes.
You know, if you look at the round, there was sections. There was the first section that you're seeing Frans taking over with his strikes, and then you're seeing Greyson trying to get the guillotine, but it was never in place, so there was never danger, so he didn't gain a lot off of it. And then those strikes at the end definitely sealed the deal. That would be Frans Mlambo's round.
So on Big John's unofficial scorecard, 10-9 round 1 for the Black Mamba.
A nice idea by Greyson to try to put some emphasis on that takedown, put a little bit of sting to it, but he put his opponent right next to the cage, which is going to give him an opportunity to use that to get himself up, which is what he's doing right now.
Trying to take the back, get an arm in.
He's got the arm there, but he's got, you're seeing that 2-on-1 with the wrist control. Right now, he's using that fence like it's a cheese grater just to slice Greyson out of that position, but he's got a good job of lacing that arm. Now he's got a Kimura grip. Slight little battles, but you see these right now with the where you see Mlambo's hands. That's a high crotch. Oh, he's going to end
well
up
done.
Just rotating him over just like he did.
Side control.
Side control, going almost to a Kezakatami position. Now to side control. Nice body positioning, but he needs to be careful as far as Greyson being able to use that cage and that fence to bump him off.
Once he got that arm between the legs, you saw it coming, didn't you?
No doubt about it, because you know it only takes your hips coming into him. He's not going to be heavy, and as soon as you get that little bit of elevation, you start rotating, and he's going to spin.
6 wins, all finishes for Mlambo. 6 wins, all by knockout for Greyson. Almost uncharted territory being in the second round. Poor the victor.
Yeah,
they've gone late in some of the fights that have been setbacks as they battle for position once again, John.
Right now, Mlambo is in a position where he can get what we call a front headlock is there for him, but you're seeing Greyson controlling that arm so he can't lock the hand up. Good pressure with his hips coming forward. He has the ability to go towards a 10-figure guillotine and use the cage as a pressure point to drive Greyson into against the choke if he can lock his hands. Now that positioning is gone.
Both men very well experienced, spent a lot of time in the amateur ranks. 15 amateur fights, 13 wins for Mlambo, and I mentioned the 7-0 record for Greyson.
You can see if Greyson is smart, he can do the same thing to Mlambo that was done to him, but he let go of that high crotch, only had one hand, didn't have his hands locked. Mlambo's working towards that choke. He has the ability with a Dars here if he wants.
Given the nickname the Black Mamba by his coach John Kavanaugh, teammate Artem Lobov. Another one of his coaches gave him the nickname the Zulu Irishman.
He's really getting a chance on that choke right now. That's getting tight. He's in trouble with that. Greyson needs to work his way out. He's in trouble. That leg comes over.
It's all over! Second round finish, congratulations! Frans Mlambo in his Bellator debut.
Here's your setup. You can see that Frans Mlambo keeps on working towards bringing his hands towards that neck. Greyson comes inside, but he lets go of the arm, and now you see the arm of Mlambo, that left arm, you see him locking that right arm over the top. It is tight. Once that leg comes over, there's extreme pressure on the neck. That choke is tight. A beautiful victory for Frans Mlambo.
Third career win by submission. And now a perfect 7 for 7 as far as finishes in his professional career.
You gotta, if you're John Kavanaugh, who you're seeing right now, you are very happy with everything that you saw out of your fighter. You saw him be calm. You saw him get out of bad positions. You saw him do great things in the takedown, beautiful things in the stand-up. Everything is coming together right now for Frans Mlambo.
To make it official, let's get it over to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the Dars choke brings on the tap officially. 4 minutes, 22 seconds, round number 2. The winner by submission, Frans, the Black Mamba, Mlambo.
Winner by submission, 4:22 of round number 2 with his head coach, John Kavanaugh, and Big Kiefer Crosby. And SBG Ireland gets a good start. All right, let's welcome in.